Today I want to talk about negative energy, how we can pick it up sometimes. Maybe it's just around and how to get rid of it. Just a few simple ways. I'm not talking about demonic or anything. I'm just talking about like negative energy. Have you ever been around somebody and they just bring you down? You feel really tired around them, or maybe they're really negative. There's a lot of stuff going on in their life and they're just always negative. They're talking negative, or um, maybe, I don't know, maybe there was a breakup and you're feeling really down, or you just argued with somebody, or there are some people you get in a relationship with and they just want to bring you down. That's what they want to do. They're going to find a reason to bring you down no matter what it is. A lot of times that happens if you're getting divorced, or if you're in a breakup, or if somebody's jealous of you, blah blah blah. It happens for so many reasons. And you know what, right now, with the way the veil is thin and the way that people are being affected in different ways, it's very easy that we could either pick up something off somebody, especially if you're very intuitive or you're very sensitive, you're an empath, or even if you're just a loving, kind person. A lot of times we are open, we pick up those things without even trying to. It's just because of who we are. So, one way that you might realize that this has happened, and sometimes this happens to people all the time, but if this is out of the ordinary, are you feeling really tired, suddenly just really tired? And of course, this could be somebody zapping you too. Maybe all of a sudden you get really tired. You know what else? A sore throat out of the blue. Like if you don't have any reason to have that sore throat, a lot of times that's one of the symptoms, because it has something to do with the communication chakra, and I've just noticed that it can really affect your throat. Have you ever just had a sore throat, but you're not sick, you don't have a flu, you don't have a cold, but you just get a sore throat? Once or twice a year, I've noticed that I start losing my voice, whether I have a sore throat or not. And normally when this happens, it's when I feel like I'm not being heard. Another thing is when you try to, maybe electronics around you are breaking. Your car, suddenly the battery goes dead for no reason. It's not an old battery or whatever. Your phone just keeps locking up, or and it's not because you've got a million apps on there. It's just it keeps locking up for no reasonable reason. Um, or you go to log into your bank account and you get an error message, or you go to log into your credit card account, you get an error message, and there's really no reason for this, and you got to go over it 2 3 4 times. Those are just some of the symptoms. People all of a sudden start treating you, even people that you were okay with yesterday start treating you negatively. Appointments start canceling, just one after the other, or people aren't paying you. They say they're going to pay you, they don't pay you. Or you send an email and it doesn't reach the recipient, or people are sending you communications and you're not getting them. These can all be symptoms that something's attached, or that somebody zapped you, or that you've walked into a negative zone. Now, you could have been somewhere and picked up something. Like I said, especially if you're sensitive, or if you're an empath, or if you're just a really vulnerable person, if you're at a vulnerable time in your life, you could just pick them up for really no reason at all. Sometimes you can be around someone and these energies or entities jump. So, those are just a few symptoms. I mean, there are other things. And if you are having that issue right now, please feel free to reach out to me, and one on one, we can talk about it. I can help you even through distance wise. We can work on this. My email address will be in the description, but it's answers4you16@gmail.com. ANSWERS number 4 YOU16 at gmail.com. So how are some of these things that you could, what are some of these things that you could do to quickly clear yourself of this energy? Well, if you feel like it's on you, if you feel like it's you, not your home, not your office, just you, one thing that you can start to do is literally, I know it sounds silly, but literally clean yourself off, clean yourself off. I want to get rid of it. So you're bringing it down, you go all the way down your body. Sorry. all the way down your body, and you want to go all the way down, and you can envision, put it on the floor, and you can either sweep the floor and out the door. You could envision a drain and watch it go down. I like to sweep it out and then literally get it out, like literally sweep it out of the house or out of the office or whatever, or out of the car. You can even do it, anything that I tell you, you can do quickly in your car. Another thing, and after you do that, after you wipe yourself off, you want to raise your vibration up. Remember, we just go up, up, up. Really simple. Up, 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 and bring down the white light of God. Down, 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 all the way around you. And I like to bring it out further, and protection all the way around. Okay. Sometimes it's as simple as speaking your intent. You must go now, speak it out. Use the name of Jesus if you're a believer. If you're not, don't use the name of Jesus, because it's not going to work. But if you are a believer, use the name of Jesus. Get out now in the name of Jesus. You could take, a lot of people use sage. A smudge stick is a cleanser. Okay. It's not like gonna attack anything. It's a cleanser. It's like cleaning your house. It's like using bleach, spiritual bleach kind of. So it's a cleanser. And some people, I think, give it too much power. And anything that you use, any tool that you use, no matter what it is, it's the intent that's behind it. So if you're really scared and you don't think it's going to work, you could use every tool there is and it's not going to work. You need to know, first of all, this is mine. This is mine. This space is mine. My workplace is mine. My home is mine. My body is mine. My spirit is mine. You don't belong here unless I say you can be here, or there is a legal contract that is allowing you to be here. Know that. Stand strong in that and use your own power. Another little thing you could do, I think, at the Himalayan salt lamps, those are good. They release negative ions, and they're supposed to help get rid of negative energy and emit like positive energy. If it's in your home, clean up as much as you can. Clutter actually helps keep it there. But if you can clean up, if you don't have time to do a full cleaning, just kind of pick up, move some furniture around. Make it so that it flows nicely. If you walk into a room and it flows, the energy is going to be better. You're clearing it out. When you do any kind of clearing, whether it's smudging with sage or, just shaking out the energy, you can use oil, olive oil, regular olive oil will work. Just, say a little prayer over it and then put it on your windows and on your doors. I like to make the sign of the cross on my windows and my doors. Go in the four corners. You can even use, if you don't have sage, if you don't have oil, you can even use your own energy. Your hands can be powerful weapons and go in each corner and clear it out. Stand in your own power. Another thing that people like to do is either put a bowl of water or a flame, a candle, and state their intent that they want all negative energies in the home, in the office, to go into that bowl of water or into that flame. And if it's a bowl of water, so you would put it out, some people put it under the bed, some people just put it like on a table. You state that intent, all negative energies will go into this bowl of water, and then the next day you either chuck it outside or you flush it down the toilet. And you can do this every day if you want. Same thing with a candle, with the flame. But with the flame, the thing is the candle's still going to be there. So you want to make sure that when it goes into the flame, it's let out and get the smoke out the window or something. Another thing you can do is sea salt. Sea salt has some really, again, none of these tools have any power. Really, the ritual, it's the intent behind it. Okay. Yes, do rocks, do minerals have energy and they have properties? Absolutely they do. But it's more our intent, more our spirit that works more than anything. Yes, they do have their properties and they do work for certain things. And salt is a cleanser and salt is a protector. So sea salt, get some sea salt. You can buy it in the grocery store. You can buy it at the natural food store, whatever. But sea salt, just make sure it's sea salt. And some people put salt water, do exactly what I just said with the water, but they use salt and they put it under their bed or in a table or something like that. And they announce or intend, you don't have to scream it out. Just all negative energy will go in there. And naturally, salt will absorb the negative. Another thing is rose quartz or quartz energy. Quartz, regular crystal quartz, will magnify any positive energies. So if you have those around, you want to charge them up even by just holding them and put them around for protection. Amethyst is for intuition. So I don't know. Obsidian is for protection. Um, or really any black stone is for protection and grounding. Hematite is for grounding. I had a rose quartz. I used to have these big rocks. They were beautiful, and I used to keep them by my door. And I had a lot of rose quartz, and I had a lot of um, regular quartz and smoky quartz. But the rose quartz I noticed one day, and this is when my kids were little, and there was a lot of stuff going on with my former husband that I didn't realize it was going on behind my back. And you know what? When we divorced, after I got over the heartache, I really was indifferent to him. I tried not to start any problems with him. It was him that held on to the anger and stuff. And I wasn't realizing that this is going on, and it was either him or his wife or whatever, zapping me with all kinds of energy. And I noticed, things started going awry. The kids started misbehaving. And I looked down one day, and these were really pink rose quartz. They were rough. They weren't smooth. They were rough. They were big pieces like this. And I looked down, and one of them was not pink anymore. It lost its color. Now, you can't wash all stones in salt water because some of them will disintegrate. You got to look and see what it is. But rose quartz you can. So what I did is I put it in salt, and I gave it some energy, and I put it outside to cleanse it. And do you know that it became bright pink again? What it was doing was absorbing the negative energy and releasing the love, because that's what rose quartz is. So it was working double time because all this was going on. So it's releasing the love and absorbing the negative, and it actually lost its color. But it will come back. So they do have properties, they do have power, but it's our intent that is most important. And we don't want to be in fear, because fear is going to feed the negative, and it's going to bring in more negative. It's like it calls its friends and says, hey, we got a fearful person here. So try not to be fearful. If you are fearful, you can't deny it. You can't say, oh no, I'm not scared. Call in somebody that you trust, that you know is of the light, that you know is not going to bring more darkness, and have them help you. Another thing you can do is take the salt. You can put it around your windows and around your doors, in the corners of your home. That will send protection. It's like a protective barrier. Some people put it even outside their house or their office. You can put it around your office as well. You can use the oil in your office, any of that in your office. You can put some crystals in your office. As long as it's okay, depending on your workplace. Another thing is sometimes you can take the salt, the sea salt, and put it in some water and leave that bowl of water in a corner in your home or by the door. It's usually in a corner. You can put it in all the corners, and that also will serve as protection and cleansing. It's like the negative just sucks right in there, and you'll get rid of it. I would do this for several days anyway. Like I said, move around some furniture, clean up the place, dance. Play some music and dance. Laugh. The happier you can be. If you see that arguments and strife are starting, if you live with other people or in the workplace or whatever, stop. Stop any negative, even if you know they're wrong. Stop it. Don't let yourself say anything. Start saying positive, positive, positive. Capture every negative thought, because that's going to add to it. Capture every negative thought, replace it with a positive word, and if you have to walk away, walk away. Just don't argue. Don't buy into any of that. Especially if you have a sore throat. Really, don't argue. Don't let people get you down. Dancing. Nobody can be sad and dance at the same time. You can start out dancing being sad, but it's going to take away that sadness. I remember when my kids were little kids, or not even little kids. My oldest was a young teenager, and he was really down. I think about his girlfriend or something. And I remember going into his room and he was so down. And there's nothing worse than when your kids are heartbroken, especially for the first time, and there's nothing you can do to fix this. So I remember saying to him, hey, Josh, do me a favor, put on your favorite song or whatever kind of music. And he did. He had no idea where I was going with this. And I said, all right, now close your eyes. And he's like, oh, okay. He thought I was kind of crazy. Closed his eyes and I said, now just feel the music. Feel it and start to move to it. Don't worry what you look like. Don't worry who's watching. And dance. Dance. You can do this. Who cares who's watching? How's that song go? How's it go? Something like stand up, don't be scared, don't matter who look. I sing that to my granddaughter all the time. Put your hands in the air, have fun, fun. I don't know. Does your mama know you dance like that? Anyway, I sing that to her all the time. There's a little baby commercial that has that song to it. So really dance, laugh, even if you're by yourself, make yourself laugh. Anything good energy like that, especially dancing. Dancing is going to get around. Laughing is going to get around. Put on some music. Try to stay away from the TV or anything negative. Block out the news. You know what? I bet you if you go on a TV strike, I don't watch TV, but if you do watch TV, turn it off for a week and tell me what happens. Okay? These are just a few little tips. If things are not just negative and you're not just feeling tired, but you're actually feeling sick, you feel like you're being pushed, you feel like there's an evil presence, not just negative, but you feel like it's worse than that, reach out to someone. Okay? All right. And you know what? One thing before, a lot of people think that certain smells are good. Not all negative comes through with a negative smell. There is a lot that's like a negative smell. If there's a negative smell around it, you can't figure out where it comes from. Like there's no reason for it. It's usually spiritual. Sulfur's really a bad smell to have. But sometimes there's a different kind of smell. If it's not a recognizable one to you that you can say, hey, that's grandpa, or hey, that's my husband, but even though it's not necessarily unpleasant, it may not be something that you want anyway. Remember that negative energies don't always come through as negative, especially for negative is negative, demonic is demonic. Demonic comes through and lies to you. It doesn't always come through like, rawr. So just remember that. There are other tips, but that's what's off the top of my head. So if you're having this issue, do some of these things, liven things up, keep yourself cleansed, cleanse yourself off, sweep it out, raise your vibration, dance, smile, laugh, joke, don't argue, and use some of these tools, and things should get better pretty quick. Clean up the place, make it flow nicely. And if you got anything new, like at a thrift store, even a regular store, even if it's brand new, it could still have energy on it. If there's something new in your home, cleanse it. Use the salt water, even with energy. If you can, put it by a window, to cleanse it through the moon, whatever. But or say a prayer over it, because sometimes objects hold on to negative energy too. And if there's a negative person and you know who it is, either speak to them and ask them not to be, tell them, look what you're doing to me. I know you're not doing it on purpose, or if you can't do that, try to protect yourself. If you know you're going to see them, put a protective shield around you. It's really easy. Just protective shield, or, if possible, stay away from them. Anyway, have a great night. I'll see you on the next video.